right, welcome back to another episode of the Karter Cast. I'm your host, Karter Bond. On today's show, we have the four-man football crew. It's me, it's Dylan, it's Grant, and it's Connor. And we preview the top college football games this week: Alabama, Tennessee, Michigan, Penn State, USC, Utah, all the big games. And then we give our college football picks, do the college football parlay, which, let's be honest, it hasn't hit yet. We're due for a winner. We're due for a winner in the college football parlay. I love it. And then we preview every single NFL game, spreads, over-unders, who we think is going to win, anytime touchdown bets, which have been awesome recently. And, of course, we go for the three-peat, going back to back on the NFL parlay, 12-1. It's cashed in. We're up 21 units on the NFL parlay this year. You better be tailing it. So that's at the very end. The timestamps are below. If you want to just skip to the NFL parlay, I don't blame you. And make sure to follow us on Action. We're going to put all of these picks on Action. I know it's frustrating watching. You want to be able to see all the picks, track them, see how we're actually doing, because sometimes we give, I give a lot of picks. My card's very big every weekend. So download the Action Network app. Follow me at CarterCast. You can follow at Wilkerson A. Dillon for Dylan. You can follow Connor. I think his is at Connor_Sparrow. Just type in Connor Sparrow on there. It'll pop up. Make sure to follow us on there. We're going to put all of our picks on there, all the spreads and totals. I'll try and get most of my props in there as well. We'll put the parlay, our teasers, you name it. It'll be in there. We're going to track it. We're going to keep our units, see how we're doing. Keep ourselves in check. And it's a phenomenal show, tons of fun. And I hope you guys enjoy today's show. All right, we're back to back parlays hitting the NFL, college football. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to speak of it.
We don't have to.
The one. Yeah, Northern Illinois lost. I'll hand up. I lost the parlay because I talked Dylan out of Tennessee. I got railed in college football.
Some are saying me and Grant had some pretty sharp picks in the parlay this week. Some were doubting the Louisville pick.
And no doubt, including yourself.
I was over it. After the first quarter. I thought we were screwed.
I wake up at 7 a.m. on Saturday to 5 texts from Connor saying, well, I think we have to switch the pick. No. But Dylan, I want to apologize for making you switch. And then I also now have to take an under since LSU got the doors blown off, to say the least.
I was glad you said something, because that's how I was going to start off, was by letting you hear it. Because my pick did lose. What did I take? Michigan first half, I think, is what?
Yeah.
And then, but Tennessee, I wanted that Tennessee pick. So now you're stuck with an under. I can reveal it whenever you want, because there's going to be no discussion about it. No one gets a say. This is going to be the one that you're taking.
Okay, that's fine. But we'll talk about it because you said it's NFL, right?
Yes, it is.
We'll talk about it in the NFL. That's fine. I placed it. I didn't watch a second of the game. I don't even remember if it hit or not. Did Wyoming, New Mexico hit or no?
Yes, they scored 21 points in the first quarter. I mean, it was a great pick by you.
I forgot I even placed that. I was so busy watching the BYU game, I didn't even care. And so depressed watching the BYU game, I didn't care.
They killed me on that over. Oh, that was painful to watch.
Oh, Jaron Hall looked a little rough. Some of that looked like he couldn't throw the ball.
Shoulders gone.
It's tough.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs, I guess. All right, but let's preview this week. Let's get into it. Alabama at Tennessee, probably the game of the year so far. Bama -7 on the road at Neyland Stadium. Over under is 66. Connor, start us off.
This is interesting because I was all over Tennessee last week too. I think Grant, Dylan, and myself were on Tennessee last week, if I do remember correctly. No victory lap needed. We've already talked about it. This is a little interesting to me because Alabama getting 7 points seems like a lot to me. It makes me think, like we talked about before the show, that Bryce Young's playing. And so if Bryce Young does in fact play, I don't think I'm taking anything, because honestly, anything can happen. And as much as I love Tennessee this year, they've won me a lot of money. Bryce Young can come out there and just absolutely dominate. So I personally am going to wait to see what happens. Maybe somebody can talk me into it. I can see it go either way. So somebody else go.
Grant, you have anything on this?
All I got to say is parents have been talked to. The color rush uniforms are out, boys. They talked to the parents.
Oh, yes.
Can we get the color rush uniforms out here? And they got permission. Literally, Tennessee and Alabama are, texting out. They're like, parents aren't home, come over, bro. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's honestly super exciting. Like I am pumped for the color rush. I gotta go with Dylan. Like it's kind of the hot hand. To me, it feels like Tennessee at home, juiced with points. Alabama feels a little bit more beatable than they have in the past. Bryce Young not being 100% healthy. Like everything just screams take the points and just live with what happens there. And it almost not to the extent, but it kind of feels like LSU the year was then just like an offensive terror house. Like they just dominated the year, the Joe Burrow year, right? And I just kept riding that high hand and kept making money off of it. It kind of feels like that to maybe a lesser extent. Like I don't necessarily think they're a national powerhouse. Like they're going to win a natty. They could. Like I think Dylan's been on them the whole year. But I think I can live with going against my rule, not betting against Nick Saban and taking the points on this one. So I think I am going to take a unit on this. And live to I can live with that, taking Tennessee with +7.
I don't even know where to start here because I was looking at all the stats today and everything just points to Tennessee. It's like, we're all, we got the Mormon faith or whatever, the North Star and all the wise men just like fled to it. That's how I felt today looking at these stats because every single one that I looked at, it pointed to Tennessee either winning this game or keeping it close. And we've talked before about how bad Alabama is on the road. And I looked at their away games. Who'd they play? Arkansas and Texas were both of their away games. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So not bad teams. Their stats were not great, which you could chalk up to them playing teams that, they're not playing the Akrons or whatever. But both games, over 100 offensive penalty yards. And that's what this game comes down to. It's discipline. Who's going to be able to stay on their side? It's going to be a shootout. Both of these defenses, obviously, there's a lot of talk about Tennessee's being fraudulent. Maybe not. I don't know. They give up a lot of pass yards, but their defensive line isn't that bad. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to come down to discipline. Alabama plays poorly away. I also want to point out on the more technical side, we talked about it a little bit, but the head trader at Caesars said like there could be a point where this line gets to 6.5. They're teetering that line, and they're also acknowledging that Bryce Young's looking like he's going to be back. So if you want Tennessee, now's the time to get it because if something happens and Bryce Young isn't playing, honestly, we could see this game go down to like 3.5. So I'm all on Tennessee here. 5-star play. It's a 5-star. Tennessee's 5-star, money line, 3-star. That's all I got.
I'm obligated. See, now I'm obligated to take Tennessee.
That's all I got to say. Hendon Hooker, Heisman. And all this CJ Stroud stuff, don't even get me started on the CJ Stroud with a minus sign to win the Heisman. He threw a pick 6 to the second worst pass defense in the Big Ten. I don't care. And what about the other 6 touchdowns? It doesn't matter. That was his first interception of the year. A minus sign in front of him to win Heisman. It's blasphemous. Hendon Hooker should be the favorite.
All right, so it's me up this now. I'm not as high on Tennessee. I'm not as high, but part of me just wants to just hit Tennessee now, and then if Bryce Young is out, kind of middle it, maybe have a little fun. Honestly, what I'll probably do is I'll play one unit on the over and just have fun watching the game. That's probably what I'm gonna do, even though Joe Schmo, the public, and everyone's gonna be on the over. The under's probably the sharp play. I don't care. I'm gonna probably go over. I don't like betting against Nick Saban. I don't. I really don't. And I will say
they haven't played a team like this, Carter. They even last year against Georgia, they have not played a team.
But the one thing I'll give Bama is they always find a way to pull it out on the road, no matter how gross they're playing, no matter how bad they're playing. They've pulled it out every single game.
But they don't. The last year against Texas A&M, they
that's last season. We're talking about this year. They pulled it out of their butts against Texas.
A Texas team without Quinn Ewers half the game.
They still pulled it out.
They very easily could have lost that game, though.
They very easily could have lost to Texas A&M. They could have easily lost to Arkansas. But also, Alabama has been putting up 40+ against every bad defense they've played against this year.
Okay, but Utah State's defense is not Tennessee's defense. Come on, Carter.
Arkansas and Tennessee have a very similar defense. Come on.
Everybody thought Galileo was
come on. No. You're not. Admit that.
Everybody said it.
Admit that. Admit it. Arkansas and Tennessee, very similar defense.
Tennessee's defensive line is so much better than Arkansas's. The secondary, a little sus. I'll call it as I see it. I'm a man of integrity. But that defensive line, and I looked up
the backup on
stats,
Bama who can't throw the ball, put up 20 plus points in a quarter against that Arkansas defense, which is very similar to Tennessee.
I'll have to check the stats and get back to you on that. But I'm going to tell you with the fact that Tennessee's defensive line is better than Arkansas. They're going to be able to pressure Bryce. What did Bryce Young even injure? Was it anything foot-related, leg-related?
Shoulder, yeah.
Oh, shoot. I was going to say he can't scramble. I have no defense there. But I'm saying Tennessee's defensive line's better. Connor, I see you raising your hand.
I have something to intervene real quick. How do you guys feel about a first quarter Tennessee plus 2.5? Because if Bryce Young does come back, he might be a little rusty. Shoulder might be a little off throwing the ball.
Little energy.
Energy home stadium. Hendon Hooker might break a long run or something. Tennessee plus 2.5 first quarter, even if Bryce Young plays, I don't hate.
Even if Alabama gets the ball first, you see the way that Tennessee kicker kicked that ball to make the LSU guy miss the starting kickoff last week? I mean, that was all kicker right there.
I may sprinkle.
Get hot, guys.
7 points. I don't know, boys. Like, Karter, are you officially on the Bama train then, -7?
I can't officially take Bama unless I know for sure about Bryce Young. I probably won't even take because I don't know if Bryce Young's 100% too. If he's not 100%, I can't comfortably take it.
We literally just saw what happened when your shoulder's not right.
I think we just lost Dylan. He's gone.
He's had enough.
He's had enough. Anyhow, I think it's just the over. The over's the play. The over's the play. Just have fun. This is a game. You're not trying to win money. You're gonna watch this game no matter what. So have fun.
Sure.
He got so heated. He got too heated. He got too heated. He had to open the window.
It got hot in this little office.
It's spicy over there, bro. There's some serious spice level going over there.
It got hot.
But I will say this though, I'm leaning Bama. And the only reason,
take him, Karter. So how that worked for you last week?
I'll say we need someone to take him, Karter. I kind of want you to, bro. We need the same vibe.
We'll see. And another reason that's putting me towards Bama, everybody and their mothers on Tennessee, like they were last week. Is Vegas going to lose that much money again on Tennessee?
They're doubters. Oh my gosh, they're doubters. Vegas is doubters. They're done. I'm done with this Tennessee stuff.
I'm done. Look, Karter,
take him, and we can do another. Oh, sorry,
Karter,
sorry.
If you can
Grant,
convince me, bro, in the back alleys of Twitter, bro. Last week you were trying to convince you to join the LSU side, bro. You were close, bro. You were close to convincing me, but I couldn't do it. Maybe you can convince me on Bama.
I'll decide once we go through picks whether Bama's on the card or not. Let's move on. Penn State at Michigan at the Big House. Michigan -7 noon kick or 11 a.m. kickoff in Michigan. Over unders 51.5. Dylan start us off.
It's a tough one. I don't like betting on Michigan. Just the emotional thing. Betting on your team is always kind of tough.
It's not too hard.
Yeah, I guess for you, Connor, it really isn't.
I just throw $20 on it every now. That's what it is.
I actually really like Michigan here. I've already placed a bet on this. It's at 7. I've seen 7.5.
Wait. It started off, I don't like betting on Michigan. This is a tough one. So I bet Michigan.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. I like the money. And like this Penn State team, I don't know. You can say, Karter, if you want to go ahead whenever you want to say something about Michigan's strength of schedule, just go ahead and interrupt me whenever, raise your hand or whatever. But
I'm not hating on you. I ride with you. I just want to put a counterpoint because sometimes, we get a little overconfident with our picks. Right. We need to bring it back down to earth. And you know what? Spoiler alert. I'm on Michigan -7 because I was going to ride Michigan. I was there for you. But guess what? I don't know anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know.
You must not like my integrity on the Karter cast, so I appreciate you keeping me in check. I like Michigan here -7. They're much more disciplined in this Penn State team, and that is in all honesty not giving you a hard time. That's something that you play a good team, you play a bad team. Penalty yards are the great equalizer. No matter who you're playing, that's really up to you for the most part. So Michigan's at the bottom of the Big Ten, and I say bottom as it's good, like the lowest amount of penalty yards on offense and defense. And Penn State's pass defense Little sus. I don't know what we're going to see. Their rush defense is good, so that scares me a little bit. I think they're third or fourth in rush yards allowed per game. But I like 7 here, and I really like if you could get a 6.5. I would love for it to get down to that.
It's 6.5 on FanDuel right now. I'm looking at it right now.
Connor, you know what to do.
I know I might have to ride Michigan now. I'm here for y'all too. And honestly, I don't know. I've watched a little bit of Penn State this year. They look beatable. Like they're number 10, sure, but like I think Michigan, like you said, Dylan's a lot more disciplined than them. And this just feels like a game Michigan wins by 2 scores. I don't have any numbers to back that up, but like gut feeling, it seems like Michigan can win this.
Sean Clifford, average quarterback. Too.
Exactly. That's where I was going next. Yep.
All right, Grant, talk to me.
Boys, you guys know as much as I do. I'm like the honorary Michigan guy here. I have been, right? I do like the Michigan -7, but and I was just looking for it just now to find the official first half number. You guys know how much of a slut I am for the first half plays. I honestly feel like Michigan's going to come out and punch him in the mouth at home.
I got 4.5 right here, Grant, if you didn't find it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. So I think I'm going to put either a unit or 2 units in the first half play on that. And I don't know if I'm going to put a unit or not on the full game yet. I haven't decided on the full game. The 7 scares me for some reason. I think it's going to get weird at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Michigan, they started out slow last week, but I feel like they're going to do the opposite of that this week at home. I think they're actually going to take care of business in the first half. So I'm going to take the first half play. That's going to be my play on that game. And then undecided for the full game yet.
Fair. Those first half plays work out well for you, I will say.
I love them.
You've been on those this year.
It broke us last week. The Michigan
was
half,
funny, bro.
Yeah.
The Michigan was rough, but the Texas one was on the point, boys. Again.
Connor, are you on Michigan?
Before this podcast started, I wasn't, but I knew there would be some chatter. And why not? Why wouldn't I ride Michigan?
We're the number 1 Wolverine podcast out there. I'm on Michigan -7. We're all closeted Wolverine fans. But also I like Michigan. Michigan hasn't played at home in a while. Was Maryland at home? Maryland was their last home game, right?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because it was at Iowa, at Indiana, right?
Yes. At Indiana, at Iowa. Yeah, Maryland was home. UConn was home.
Yeah, I like them being at home again. And when you look at it, they're 2 undefeated teams. One's a touchdown favorite. Vegas is telling you one team is that much better. That's why I'm going to go with Michigan as well. And I'm going to ride with Dylan. I want to put something out here, though, because we're not the top games. We're not previewing our other teams. What if we did an emotional hedge parlay with Penn State money line, Duke money line, and Arkansas money line?
I'm not going to lie. I hate that.
It's too, bro. I can't take Penn State, bro.
The Penn State one is the one you're worried about?
I don't like. Wow. I don't want to take Penn State.
I number 1 Michigan fan.
I can see
Arkansas winning. I would be surprised Arkansas won.
I think Dylan's a little tickled by it.
I like the idea of it. What would be the payout for money line? That's got to be like,
Duke's
all
7.
Like +200.
Duke's +7, so it's got to be pretty like Penn State's +7. And then
I'm putting it in right now. I'm telling you right now, we're not going to talk too much about the BYU game, but I do not like BYU. BYU has hurt me one too many times.
It's a day game. Jaren Hall is not. We called this before the game, bro. I literally was tweeting out to you guys like he's not 100%. I promise he's not 100%. First play of the game, he literally just throws up like an actual duck to the side. I'm like, what? He hasn't done it all year against for sure better defenses too.
It's +1,800.
Oh my.
Chalk me down for a unit. Chalk me
God,
down for a unit.
that hurts. I don't know about that.
Damn, bro.
Michigan can lose to Penn State and still make the college football playoff. That's my only solace with this.
Ugh.
Carolina has to come back down to earth, and BYU cannot stop the run.
But Duke has looked vulnerable. They lost to Georgia Tech.
Duke defense kind of good.
Carolina defense pretty bad. So
we'll talk about that one later. Let's move on. Let's run through these next few games real quick. Oklahoma State at TCU. TCU -4, over under 68. I'll start this one off real quick. I don't have too much to talk about on the game. I haven't watched a ton of Oklahoma State this year. I obviously watched when they played Baylor and one other game. I'm on TCU. I'm on TCU -4. That's on the card.
Okay.
And I was trying to look this up. I want to get the exact rankings right. And I was texting Connor about this a little bit. Anytime there's a lower ranked team at home that's favored, I'm going to take them. So TCU's -4 at home. They're the
Karter,
13th ranked team
I don't know if this sways you at all. They're -3.5 right now.
That's
on
fine.
FanDuel.
I'll take 3.5.
No, I'm saying that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll take it down. I'll probably buy the hook, take it down to 3 then. And then we'll put TCU -3 at -120 on the card.
I'm seeing here that it opened up at -1, TCU -1, got all the way up to 4, and then now it's back down to 3.5. I like the underdogs in this spot, especially with 3.5. Probably the wrong play. They're probably baiting me into taking it, but I don't have a play on it, but I kind of like Oklahoma State just because they're the underdog and you're getting the field goal.
I have something in this one that I may very well take that I wanted to hear y'all's opinions on. 68.5 is a lot of points. And
it is a Big 12 game though. Big
and
12
I know Oklahoma State and TCU both have high-powered offenses. I was looking at their schedule, looking at all their final scores earlier today. Eventually, something's got to give and come back down to earth. 68.5 is a lot of points. I might lean under here. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I don't know.
It says it opened at 60.5, and now it's bet up to 68.
It opened at 60.5?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not then. maybe I just won't do that, actually.
Boys, this screams, like you said, Carter, the lower ranked team at home, also minus points. This does scream TCU. I can't bet TCU in this. I literally cannot bet TCU here. Like, you're telling me I have to go against Spencer Sanders and a more established veteran team. Like, this line makes no sense to me. The only reason I wouldn't hammer this game is because the line is so whack. That's literally the only reason I'm not. And because
it's the same thing as the BYU game though. When BYU played Baylor, BYU was a favorite. BYU was the 24th ranked team against like the 9th ranked team. BYU is still a 5-6 point favorite.
They were a couple, right? I think they were 3 or something like that. But I'm gonna play Oklahoma State. I'm definitely gonna take a unit on the points, +3.5 for sure. And then I'm gonna definitely be sprinkling some money on the money line. If you're telling me I can take, in my eyes, a better overall veteran team against TCU, again, I'm taking another way from TCU. TCU has been balling out. They've been playing a great game. Like, they're a solid team as well. But I'm telling you that Oklahoma State is probably the favorite as of right now to win the Big 12. So like, I'm for sure taking Oklahoma State in this game.
Oklahoma State can still lose this game and win the Big 12 though. Is what
100%. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this line screams everything you're saying, Carl. Like, you're 100% right. Like, everything the line is saying screams like they're like what Dylan said. They're baiting us to take Oklahoma State and dump money on them. But I'm 100% comfortable losing that bet, dumping money on Oklahoma State, because I think, honestly, at the end of the day, give me points and they're the better team. I'll take that all day.
Before we move on, I don't want to say trap lines because I got a lot of people don't believe trap lines are real. Conspiracy theorists out there.
Mm-hmm. Not real.
But there's a lot of lines that are, bait lines. Can we call them bait?
No, because the markets are what would you call it? No.
A little hook and ladder, a little hook and reel them in.
What's the word, guys? The markets are not
bait.
Fair.
Trap.
I'll think of it later. No, it's
Rat.
not freaking trap. Hold on.
Clap.
All right, Connor, you on TCU? Do you have anything? You said under?
I know y'all talked me out of that. I think I'm gonna stay away from this, honestly, because it's been fun watching you guys go back and forth on OK State and TCU. I just don't know. I really don't know, because TCU looked pretty good against Kansas, but then they could drop off this week. It could be a letdown spot. I don't know. They could be riding too high, too big for their britches, even, some might say.
Typically, we wouldn't talk about this game, but just because they're both somehow ranked. NC State at Syracuse. Syracuse -3 now, over under 41.5. The status of Devin Leary is likely that he is not playing in this one. Alec Nugent is likely not traveling in this one. So Syracuse -3 might have to be the play.
I don't know. I like State here. Jack Chambers is the projected starting quarterback, played at Charleston Southern. He is, unlike Devin Leary, a dual threat quarterback. Listen to this. He had 500 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns his senior year at Charleston Southern on the ground. This NC State defense is pretty good.
He's PJ Walker 2.0. He cannot throw the ball. His decision-making is horrendous.
But Syracuse is –
I watched him in the Furman and UConn game. He cannot throw the ball.
That's Syracuse just doesn't tickle me though, dude. I don't know.
I'm not going to take a side in this one, to be honest. Because I mean, just a gross game that's somehow two top 20 ranked teams. I wouldn't even lean a side on this one. I wouldn't lean any which way. Maybe a slight over just because the number's so low, but stay away.
I'll probably stay away too. The only reason I was talking about the dual threat quarterback thing is like I feel like that just opens up the offense more. And you said he can't throw. I haven't
100%. And if Devin Leary was playing in this one, I would probably lean Syracuse, to be honest. But with the backup and kind of the unknown of a guy who can actually run the ball, I kind of want to stay away.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't have a play on this one, but kind of an interesting tidbit. It looks like at Caesars, it opened up at 3.5. It got all the way up to 5.5 within a couple hours of opening on Sunday, and then it was bet down to 3 with stops at 5, 4.5, and 4. So someone out there likes North or NC State when it's at 5.5, 5, 4, whatever. So it seems like 3 is a good place for it. So Twin Spires head trader said they've seen sharp play on both sides. Kind of seems like it's a toss-up. I would kind of, believe it or not, lean the under here. It got all the way down to 42, and it peaked at, I think, like 44.5. So I think I might go under here. But I also like NC State because I have their little win 10 games future. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Little in doubt.
Yeah, who would have thought Syracuse was going to be this good?
Yeah, I would have never thought Syracuse would be ranked.
Yeah,
Syracuse is not that good though. They almost
That's
lost
why I'm
to a
saying
Virginia
State.
team. But also State is terrible. State is terrible. They got bailed out of the FSU game.
And
But
ECU. And ECU, if we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, and ECU. Karter, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Dr. Bob Anai, is he the offensive coordinator for Syracuse?
Who?
The old BYU.
Is this a D's nuts joke?
Rat.
You would have gotten me. It was like, is Dr. McCockiner?
No. Bob and I, bro. He used to be offensive coordinator for BYU. I think he's the offensive coordinator.
Was he the one that was at Virginia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing a good job there. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. No, this is a gross game, like you guys have said. Like, I don't know how you can bet a side. The only thing I do want to lean, I'd lean NC State with Connor just because, like, when star players are out, I always like to take the other side just because I think the market corrects so much to one side. So that was where I lean on taking the points with a better team. But like you guys said, it's so hard to know with quarterback play when you're like in college football. It could literally go opposite. But I definitely lean NC State if I was going to take anything in this game.
Moving on, all right, let me get here. Mississippi State Bulldogs on the road at Kentucky. Mississippi State is -4. Over under is 49. Grant, talk to me.
Oof, this is a tough one, boys. So, are all quarterbacks healthy? AKA Will Levis.
I believe he is playing.
Didn't he get messed up in the Ole Miss game?
This line moved, didn't it? Wasn't it more?
I'm looking up the Will Levis injury right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if it
Didn't
was.
Didn't Mississippi State start at like -7, or did I see that wrong?
I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
This line opened at Mississippi State -1.5.
And now it's already -4.
Really?
Yeah.
I must have been looking at something else.
I lean Kentucky with the points. I know you hate Kentucky, Karter. And Mississippi State has proven to be a solid team this year. But in this game, I'm not going to take anything like officially in this game. This game is a weird game for me. But if you're saying I had to take a side, I lean Kentucky with the points.
I'm not going to BS around here. I'm not taking anything in this game. And I have no input, honestly. So
love it.
Dylan.
Me neither. 2 irrelevant SEC teams. They're in the same conference as Tennessee, so it doesn't matter.
Will Levis is expected to play. Real quick thing on Will Levis. He's going to be the bust of the draft, guaranteed. I will put that in here right now. October, whatever today is, October 12th.
Put a future on that.
I can guarantee you Will Levis will be the bust of the NFL draft next year, who's going to work out in shorts, move his way into the top 5, and a team like the Carolina Panthers will overdraft for him and regret it and put their franchise back another 5 years. Just putting that out there.
That sounds out of character for the Panthers.
Yeah, what? Who would do that?
Don't they have Matt Corral, though?
Yeah, but
hurt. He's out.
What the hell are y'all doing with him? Like, I'm so baffled.
He's
by
hurt
this.
he's hurt for the year.
yeah,
Yeah, I understand that, but what is like? Are you guys like dumb? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you actually
Probably.
draft another quarterback?
He's probably done.
I don't think he's going to be relevant. I hate to say it.
That is wild, bro.
Yeah, he had to stay healthy.
Yeah,
He's a new head coach.
Yeah,
Matt Corral be the head coach.
Interim coach.
I don't have anything on this one. I would lean Mississippi State +4 or -4 just because of one line movement and two. I just think this Kentucky team isn't good. And I'm a big Mike Leach guy. I love Mike Leach. Moving on, USC at Utah in Salt Lake City, Utah -3.5, over under 65. Besides UCLA, I really feel like this is where we finally see if the Pac-12 has a playoff team or not.
Give me the
This
over.
game.
Give
This
me the
game
over.
this game will decide whether a Pac-12 team has a playoff team, because if USC goes out, UCLA it's inevitable they're going to blow a game. Inevitable. They're not going undefeated. USC is the hope. I don't know about a side in this one. Dylan, you have a side? Actually, hold up. Connor, you talked about the over.
I like the over here. According to the handy dandy action app, USC offensive rank, they don't turn the ball over. They're number one. They do not turn the ball over. And I think they're going to run it up, honestly. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I've looked at the schedules for both these teams. They've been up there in the numbers. I think USC has so many more weapons than this Utah team, but I don't think that will hinder Utah from keeping it close. I think it'll be a shootout. And Grant and Carter, y'all have watched more Utah than I have, so correct me if I'm wrong. I also kind of like USC with the points here, or +3.5 here.
Yeah, I haven't watched much Pac-12 at all. You have to have access to like the Dead Sea Scrolls to watch these games, and I'm far asleep by the time these games are over.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw USC +3.5 when it opened, and I just instantly grabbed it thinking that I was getting a steal. And it turns out the line hasn't done anything since then, so I have no clue what's going on. Here I have the Caesars lead college football trader said they're seeing sharp action on both sides. Apparently it got to 2.5 on Sunday at some point. It couldn't have been for long because I never saw it. And it's been moving back and forth because of the sharp action on each side. They're going to be keeping an eye on that one. So I like USC. I like the road dogs, especially within conference. 3.5 feels a little fishy for an undefeated team, but that's going to be one that's like, I can't do anything about it now, so I'm just going to wait and see. Probably won't watch it because you can't.
Is this a bait line, Carter?
Markets are efficient. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay,
efficient.
all right,
The markets are efficient. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Quit kissing the market's butts. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff on Fox. You can watch it. Relax.
Okay, it's on Fox. I might watch this one.
I'll be too busy watching Carolina beat Duke by 30.
We'll talk about that game. I want to talk about this Utah defense. I'm on the over with Connor. I'm on over 65. That's my only play in this one. The line seems I'm a little sketched out by the line because I also don't like teams going into Utah. Altitude is a problem. These Utah crowds are rowdy. But my other thing too is a lot of people like to talk about this Utah defense. This Utah defense is legit. They're, they stop teams. They stop the run. They are such a paper tiger defense. When they play against semi-decent teams, people put up points. Florida, semi-decent. Anthony Richardson, a little overhyped at the beginning. He himself, they put on 29 points. Yes, they played San Diego State, Southern Utah, Arizona State, Oregon State, who we now know has a terrible offense and has gone to crap. But then they play a team like UCLA and give up 42 points.
Yep.
42 points. USC has just as good of an offense, if not better than UCLA. USC's defense stinks, flat out stinks. Utah has the ability to put up at least 20, 30 points, I think. And the line makes me think that Utah's going to put up a little more points than that. That's why I'm just going to go over. I'm going to have fun watching this game. Pac-12 after dark.
I do love that, Carter. I think the over is the play here, boys. Connor, was it you that mentioned that USC doesn't turn the ball over?
USC does not turn the ball over.
Yeah. I can guarantee you one thing: they're going to have a turnover this game.
Oh,
I would put money on it. So I'm going to look for a prop play there, just because they are really, really good at home at making turnovers. I promise you, they're going to have a turnover. Like, almost guarantee it. So I think they're going to turn the ball over. That is one thing that makes me a little nervous. It is different. Like these Pac-12 schools are so average until they play at home. It's the weirdest thing. Like depending on if they're home or not is a huge factor, almost more than almost any conference I've seen. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it, but they play so much different at home. That's the one thing that freaks me out. The fact that USC is the darling of the Pac-12, yet they're still plus 3.5 in this game. It's just weird. I think Carter's right. I think the over is the play. Just, expect points, ride with that. But I also will be doing a prop play on, like I said, Caleb Williams probably throwing a pick or something like that. I do think he throws one this game.
It seems like every week USC just sneaks their way onto my cards some one way or the other. I don't
hate that though.
I don't know how that happens.
I don't hate the points taking USC because it is like that to me is the right pick. If you're going to take something, take them with the points.
Yeah.
I've seen enough games in Salt Lake City. I've seen those crowds. Like I don't trust I just don't trust. It's weird. I don't trust it like that. I would take the over if anything. But again, like I also am going to, like I said, take Caleb Williams one pick or more, whatever that is. Get the plus odds probably on that.
Yeah, weird stuff happens in Salt Lake City. And like you mentioned it, Grant, whenever these teams play at home, they're just for some reason not average anymore. Utah at UCLA looked like a shell of themselves. Coming back at home in Salt Lake, I can't take a line on that. I can't take a pick on that one. I did take a small, like not even a full unit play on Utah last week, just as emotional hedge, just to make sure they lost. So,
This is Utah's Super Bowl, by the way. This is a game they've circled the entire year to like, we need to prove ourselves against like USC this year. Like I promise you guys, like they're going to show up. The crowd's going to be absolutely insane. Like it's just going to be a weird game. So that's what freaks me out about the line. The fact that the public hasn't like corrected or like the line hasn't shifted in a weird way because of how bad they play against UCLA. That's also weird. Like they literally played terrible against UCLA and they're still minus 3.5. Like it's just weird. The line's odd to me. Like I said, we ride the over. Same thing. I feel that 100%.
The market's too efficient for that.
Sure.
Market's way too efficient for that
insane
stuff, man.
All right. Speaking of efficient markets, let's roll into our picks. I'll start off. Obviously, I said Utah USC over 65. Just reviewing the games that we previewed real quick. Over 66 Alabama Tennessee. 1 unit on that. 1 unit on Michigan -7. 1 unit on TCU -4. 1 unit on over 65 USC Utah. And then you know what? I will. If Bryce Young is officially playing, give me Alabama. If the line and if we can get it to 6.5, I love it. But I'll take it at 7. Alabama -7 against Tennessee.
That's got crazy deja vu. Deja vu.
See, now I have to ride. I have to get Tennessee now just to
y'all can ride Tennessee. Someone's gotta,
Everybody thought Galileo was crazy. Everybody.
Yeah, and hey, everyone, not many people can be a leader. Everyone can be a follower.
It's not this crew. Me and Connor are leading together.
Too much.
I think Grant's on Tennessee, and Grant if he's
locking
on
arms.
There we go, baby.
You guys think I'm like Creed when Creed took over in The Office. But all right, just roll some picks out. Connor, go.
Yeah. Okay, so heart play here. We'll talk about this. Actually, you just want to go ahead and talk about it because I got Carolina -7.
And I've got Duke +7. Duke +7 is added to the card. I will not be taking the money line. I will not be taking the money line. I will take the points.
I don't hate the points here, but it's an emotional bet for me. I do it every week. Y'all talked about Duke earlier. Dylan, you said your own Duke. You got like what, 5.5? So not the best number in the world.
Yeah, I got a crappy number, but I reloaded on 7.
Okay, well, fair. All right, so let's talk about it then. I don't know about that because Duke and Carolina played. Duke's looked very vulnerable recently. Lost to Georgia Tech. Kansas. They look pretty vulnerable. Carolina's offense figured it out. Their defense looked better last week. It did not look atrocious. Like it was playable. Now, did they get bailed out by a forced fumble? Like they forced a fumble. Miami probably would have tied the game if they didn't. Yeah, you can talk about it. Carolina's dominated Duke the last few years in football, and I don't see that changing.
Last year's. We're talking about this year.
Even Wallace Wade's going to be 60% baby blue.
Wrong.
Not wrong.
Wrong. While the illustrious, the improved, the historic Wallace Wade Stadium, the 1941 Rose Bowl, where, fun fact for you there. Duke wins this game outright.
You're crazy.
Duke plays so much better at home this year. Duke plays so much better at home this year. And yeah, you can say, who have they played at home? In defense, they've played nobody at home. I will give you that.
They played A&T.
They played Virginia.
Yeah. They lost to Louisville without Malik Cunningham. Yeah, that Virginia.
Look, man, I'll be honest. I've been on the wrong side of Carolina almost every week this year, obviously, except Georgia State. Shout out.
Disgusting.
I'm going Duke +7. Carolina plays so much better at Keenan, and I'm worried about them on the road. This is it's not an actual rivalry game in football. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
This is going to be a loud crowd, though. It's going to be a 50-50 split. It will be 50 Carolina, 50 Duke. I like Duke in the points at home. It's a lot of points in a game like this.
That's fair. All right. We can talk about it more when the parlay comes around, but I'm going to play Carolina -7. I've also got a little parlay UNC money line in the over 66.5. It's +145. I feel a lot better about that than I do Carolina with 7 points. A couple other picks I have. I'll go ahead and take a victory lap tonight. I was on the Raging Cajuns tonight, +10.5, and they're about to win outright. So thank you, Connor. Thank you, Connor.
There we go, Connor.
Let's see. I'm going to definitely be on the USC Utah over 64.5. I may take USC +3.5. That's a lean. That's undecided right now. And then one that I saw earlier today, I sent it in the group chat. It was pretty funny. Colorado is projected like 0.5 wins, so you can bet on them to get a win this year. I'm taking the under. California, Colorado, under 48.5. Give me the under. So there's my picks for this week.
There we go. Dylan, run through the picks.
Michigan -7. I already talked about that. Tennessee +7.5, 5-star, and money line. I think it's like 210 or something, +210. I'm going to add Oklahoma State. I like that, +3.5. I have USC. What else? There was one more I wanted to add. Oh, I'm on Duke too. I'm on Duke +7.
Ugh.
Sorry, Connor. You've been there with me, and I always hate when I can't reciprocate it.
Yeah,
but
that's fair. That's fair.
That Duke's defense is a lot better than North Carolina.
Yeah, Duke is going to control the line of scrimmage.
You can only control Drake May Heisman candidate so much, Carter.
Drake May Heisman candidate looked a little shaky against a terrible Miami defense.
We don't need to talk about that. That didn't happen.
Isn't every player technically Heisman candidate?
Yeah, CJ Stroud, I think, leads the pack right now.
Alec Nugent,
Don't give me
Heisman
started.
candidate.
You little fart. You know what you're doing too. That's the thing, Connor. You know,
just poking the bear.
We'll see come the 26th of November.
I don't think you're giving Alec Nugent enough credit as being a Heisman candidate. Potential first round NFL draft pick. Dylan, is that the rest of your card?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Grant, go.
All right, boys. I got Michigan first half -4.5. Love that play. I probably will play still on Michigan -7, but I'm going to bet a little bit more on the first half, like we talked about earlier. Call me crazy, but I'm looking at. I'm not going to play it, but Texas -16 against Iowa State. I want to cut that Texas train, but I'm not going to take it. It's too many points.
Iowa State can't score though. In all fairness,
they can't. They really can't, and Texas can in bunches. So that's why I'm looking at that. Tennessee +7. We all have that, and then I'm going to add as well a little bit on the money line with Dylan. He's talked me into that one. If I'm going to take it, I might as well take it with a little bit of money line play. Oklahoma State, I also will take. I'm going to take the points for a full unit and probably a half unit. I'm going to sprinkle on the money line as well. And then the last play, where is she? USC. I think I'm going to take the over on with you guys on that one. I'm going to take a unit on that, and then ending on. If I could find, I had it here. Lost.
No BYU this week.
No, I'm staying so clear of that game, y'all. Like, I'm staying for sure away from that game. Kentucky. I'm gonna take Kentucky +4 as well. If I get it 3.5, I'll still take it. So so me and Carter have a game to play against each other. I want to take a unit on that as well. So I'll take Kentucky +4 at home.
Very nice.
Boys.
Okay, I have Duke +7. I may sprinkle a little on the money line. I'm not sure. Emotional hedge play here. I have Arkansas money line. I'm not going to screw around here. Arkansas is going to win the football game outright. I'm telling you, BYU has no shot. And this isn't like, I know everyone listening,
Textbook.
all of y'all, everyone's like, oh, reverse jinx. Carter always does the reverse jinx. This is not a reverse jinx. If you have eyes and you've watched BYU's run defense, you know Arkansas is about to control the ball for 3 quarters. And that's why if you have it available, Sanders, their running back, anytime touchdown, if it's available, hammer that.
Carter.
Any minus 120 or
have the
below.
ball for over 40 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. 3 quarters.
Let's
Disgusting.
see if I have this.
Disgusting.
They don't have an anytime touchdown out for that game yet on mine.
Not yet. If it's out, hammer. TCU -4, like I mentioned before. All those other games I mentioned before, and I'll put all these plays onto my action account. Karter at KarterCast on Action. You can follow us all of us on Action. I'll put it in the episode description. We'll put all all of our plays.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Grant, we're gonna have to get Grant on there as well.
I need to add myself on there.
It's nice. I just inputted all my bets. It's pretty.
You guys can track all of our plays. You'll be able to see the podcast parlay on there. Saturday morning, you're like, oh, what are they taking? You can follow us on there. We'll put all the links in the episode description and download the Action Network app. This is what I needed to talk about. I'm gonna take it, and I know I'm gonna fall headfirst into this one. FSU +3.5. I'm taking 1 unit on FSU +3.5. This is a put your nuts on the table kind of thing where you're like, all right, I'm not scared of Clemson. This line is a line for a reason.
I honestly don't hate that. I was looking at that.
I'm with you, Carter. I'll play with you, bro. I'll put a unit on it for the hell of it.
Oh my god,
I'll ride with you, Carter, on that. Just because, what the hell, bro? It's Clemson. It's a big name. Let's do it.
Yeah, screw Clemson. I'll do it.
All right, we're in. We're in. I don't love it, but I'll play it, bro.
This line opened at -7.5.
It's in.
What?
Wait,
this
really?
This line opened at Clemson -7.5.
Holy hell, bro.
That's scary.
That's why FSU's winning the game outright.
We riding FSU +3.5.
It's not going on the parlay for me, but I am taking FSU +3.5 with 1 unit.
No, yeah, not it's fine.
This is as gross can get, but it's too many points. Vandy +38.5 against Georgia. It's too many points. It's
There's a lot of points.
Those guys get scholarship too. They get scholarship too.
They play in that Southeastern Conference as well.
They tie their shoes the same way.
Too many points.
Too many points, baby. And then we'll close here real quick, and then we'll do the parlay. Just getting myself prepared in a few weeks when, all of a sudden you get off work and it's Tuesday and you're like, oh, there's MAC football on tonight. So I'm preparing myself every week with the Maction play. I have 2 this week. I'm going to go
Big card this week.
Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green over 46, and then Central Michigan and Akron over 59. Both those teams cannot defend a rock. Let's get into the parlay. Who wants to go first? Who has a play they want to add first?
I'll go first.
Here.
All right.
Tennessee money line.
Oh, we can't do money line. We got to take a spread. We got to take a spread.
Tennessee money line. No money line. Okay, give me Tennessee in the 7.5.
All right, sounds good.
I like it. Grant, you have one yet, or you want me to go?
Yeah, so this kind of sucks because I'm
Can I use
playing
the Michigan
Bama.
first half play? Because I do love that.
Michigan first half?
Or am I going to take something? Can I take that player or do I have to play something different?
I almost put it in Sharpie.
No. All right, give me Kentucky +4.
Oh my! Everything's going against me this week.
Yes,
All right,
that's what I want. I need it.
I hope the parlay goes 0-4. I might take the reverse parlay.
I can't wait, bro. That's what I'm saying. If we're starting a theme, I'm gonna put the Kentucky play on there then.
All
right, Carolina -7.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's just put the under in Akron, Central Michigan, just to break my heart.
Oh man, I actually love Georgia this week. So,
are we doing Tennessee +7 or 7.5?
I think it's +7 right now, right?
I got 7. Yeah,
that works.
7.
For me.
Okay, perfect.
What are y'all's opinions on this? I mentioned it earlier. Carolina Duke under 34.5 first half total points.
I like it.
Really?
Yeah,
I kind of like it because I don't know. I've watched a lot of Carolina this year. Duke seems to be in some low scoring games, and I think Carolina could easily turn the ball over and kill one of their possessions in the red zone.
The only way Duke has a chance in this game is if they run the ball. North Carolina's rush defense is atrocious, and Duke has only had success running the ball. So I think the clock will be ticking for most of this game.
I think Duke's going to bleed clock, and I also know that Carolina, if it's anywhere below 4th and 5 on the other side of the 50, they go for it every time on 4th down, every single time. They do not like kicking field goals. Duke's defense is better than defenses they played the last few weeks. So if they do that shit, if they do that this week, then it's not going to be successful every time. And Duke's probably going to get a red zone stop on 4th down or a turnover. So I like the under total points first half here.
I like that play. All right.
34 and a half. 34 and a half is what is that right now?
Under 34 and a half Duke UNC. And then it's my play.
I wouldn't be shocked if the over hits for that game total. I don't know.
I wouldn't be either. That game you likes to go over.
Karter. Switch mine.
What do you?
I'm calling an audible. Karter.
All right. Hold up.
Give me FSU with the points, bro, for ours.
Oh my God.
Let's do it, boys. I'm feeling it, bro.
FSU plus 3.5.
Oh man.
Tennessee.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Plus 7. First half under 34.5 Duke UNC.
Lots of plus signs and lots of U's, lots of unders, baby. I like it.
Well, that's about to change. Also, here's last week's little ticket from the college football one. Let's get rid of that.
Thank you, Karter. Thank you.
All righty. Get some bad vibes out of here. Do we want my MAC pick or do we want a Power 5 pick?
It depends what your Power 5 pick is.
Action, baby.
All right. We got the MAC. All right. I'll let you guys decide. I love both of them. So Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green over 46 or Central Michigan, Akron over 59.
I like Central Michigan. One of the guys I work with is he went to Ohio, Miami of Ohio. And wait, is that what it is? Miami of Ohio?
Central Michigan and Akron over 59 or Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green over 46.
Wait, I just completely lied. It's not. It's Ohio University. Never mind. It's completely wrong team. That's on me. Just scrap
Same
that.
conference.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to y'all. I don't. My gut says Central Michigan.
Dylan, you talked me. I talked you out of Tennessee last week. You get to just pick this one. Just pick it for the parlay. Go.
But then Karter, what if the one I don't pick?
They're both going to hit. So just pick one.
Okay, I like the Miami one. Miami Bowling Green.
I love it. I love that. That's the one I was hoping you were going to say. Bowling Green.
But now if it doesn't hit, Dylan, it's your fault, not Karter's. So
exactly, Karter knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he just played a special game. Yeah,
it's like playing with an
podcast block.
Yeah, it's like when you play like a little exhibition game in like 2K and you're the Wizards and they're the the Warriors. You're like, oh, he only won because he was the Warriors.
Yep.
And I suck at 2K. All right, that's it. The podcast parlay this week is the college football podcast parlay this week is FSU plus 3.5 against Clemson, Tennessee plus 7. First half under 34.5 in the Duke UNC game, and then probably the best pick of them all in the action, Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green over 46.
What a play.
I'll be honest, this one's not going to hit. This one's not going to hit.
Feels kind of
BYU's not going to win. And
yep, I know. And
Panthers are doomed for eternity.
Yep.
Oh,
you're getting me into pessimistic, Karter. I love it. That's just how I am. All my sports teams suck. All right. Anything else in college football?
Go Vols.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the NFL. The NFL we're just murdering. I think all of us are just
absolutely destroying.
Knock on wood. I need some wood. We're murdering.
We're going to take Goodell's job. That's what's going to happen. We're going to end up being joint commissioners.
I'm like right at 500, like just pick wise, like, oh, I got this many right, this many wrong. We have hit the parlays and the Mormon parlays. I'm up an ungodly amount of units on that. And I'm like 500 on picks, but like actual units, we're absolutely demolishing. All
right, let's just get this going then. Do we want to talk about the Thursday night game? I'm down to skip it if anybody has anything. It's Bears Commanders. I would rather like eat a candle than watch this game.
Guess what? You're going to be tuned in. You're going to be tuned in tomorrow night on your couch. Aren't you?
All of us are watching that game. That's what sucks. We're acting like we're not. Every single one of us are watching that game.
All right,
Carter, I've got a sneaky feeling you're going to be watching that game.
Carter, no way you have money on that, right?
Oh, no way you have a first touchdown play on it. Haha, Darnell Mooney's not going to score the first touchdown. Ha ha ha. If I have anything in that one, it'll be under, but I probably don't have anything.
See,
just name a pick if you have it.
We don't have to talk about it that much. This is not an official pick for me. I think the Commanders are going to win. I'm not gonna bet it, but I think
Even
Carson
after
Wentz.
The dysfunction of what Riverboat Ron said about Carson Wentz.
I think Carson Wentz might come out and have a game.
You know what? How about this? I will make a pick in this game. Whatever Siri tells me, I'll tell Siri heads or tails. I'll put 1 unit on whoever she tells me. Heads Bears, tails Commanders.
We need to call the hotline because this is kind of getting out of control.
Hey, wait, Carter, can you do like a tournament style where you have a side and then a total, and then you have the winner of the side and the winner of the total in the finals?
Let's just do the side. I don't want to mess with the total. The total's gross.
All right,
here we go. Heads Bears. Let me turn my sound up. Heads Bears, tails Commanders. Hey Siri, heads or tails? Come on. Siri, heads or tails?
Telling you not to bet this game.
It won't, the sound won't come on.
She's trying to save you.
What if it just says flipped on its side, flipped on its edge? Try again. Like a
y'all keep, you guys have, Dylan, do you have anything on this one? I'm just going to get a
this is my favorite game of the week. This is under all the way. I mean, are you kidding me right now? 38, 37. I got it at 40, but I mean,
really?
Under. First half under, first quarter under. I mean, this is going to be the ugliest game we've seen all year. We thought Broncos and Colts was bad, guys.
That's just such a...
Between you and I, Carter's got to take this under. This is the one I'm giving him. He doesn't know it yet.
Dylan's like the guy. He's like, he doesn't know I know this hack. That's Dylan right now. That guy right now. We're talking about others.
I heard that. All right, just help. So, all right, why do I even have to flip a coin then? You should have told me before. Now I'm already committed to flipping the stupid coin.
Little does Carter know he does have a play in this game.
Oh, he'll be watching. Oh, he will be watching.
All righty. Heads, Bears. Tails, Commanders. I'm all of a sudden going to have 2 units on this game.
You
land on the floor or catch it.
Catch and flip.
Okay, that's fair.
We are on the Bears.
Oh, let's go! I'm on the Bears too, baby. We're pretty much betting the same thing this game, Carter.
Doesn't that make you feel so good, Carter? Betting this under?
That is gross.
Just
red zone turnovers. Great punting. I'm
gonna have 2 just horrendous units on this game at under 38 and Bears money line.
Parlay it.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, let's just stop talking about this game for crying out loud. Moving on.
Let's move on.
This is probably, besides Bills Chiefs, this is the game I'm most excited about. Jets at the Packers. Packers -7, over under 45. Grant, looks like you talk to us.
Give it to me. Okay. I'm gonna run with this, boys, because the Jets single-handedly saved my weekend actual mood. So love how the Jets are playing. They're one of the best fourth quarter teams in the NFL, if not the best. They have the highest point spread differential in the fourth quarter. 7.5 is a lot, bro. 7.5 is a lot in the NFL. That's a lot of points. So, I mean, you guys already know this, but I'm definitely taking the Jets with the points in this game. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit, nothing crazy on the Jets money line as well, just for the hell of it. This is not the same Green Bay Packer team. Now, again, they are playing at home. This is a very, very different team at home. They're going to play much better than they did across the pond, as they say. So it's going to be a challenge, but I do expect the Jets to go down early. So I expect them to go down early a little bit, but I expect them to fight way back with their young talent and to make it, like I said, a game. I don't think they're going to win the game, but I could see them definitely covering that spread by the late, fourth quarter push they normally do every game. So that's kind of my synopsis. That's what I think is going to happen in the game. Again, home crowd, super hostile environment. Aaron Rodgers is not going to want to lose another game to a terrible New York team. So it's going to be a fun game. I'm excited to see this young talent, but I don't think they're ready enough to play this kind of matchup and win this kind of matchup. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I love the points. So that's definitely I'm going to put a couple units on Jets plus 7.5.
You say 7.5 or 10.5?
7.5.
Okay, good.
I I think the Packers defense is better than what people give credit for. I don't know. I've watched some of the Packers this year. The defense looks pretty good. I will say if the Jets go down early, I wouldn't hate a live bet on this. If they go down by 7-10 points, if you can get the Jets at, I don't even know, like plus 12 or something like that.
I kind of like a nice little middle part there, though. If you take the Jets and then you get the Packers at a decent number, I don't hate that.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I do have one play in this game, if you guys would like to hear it.
Go for it.
I'm sure you can probably guess. It's Zach Wilson anytime touchdown parlayed with Taysom Hill anytime touchdown.
What were the odds that Taysom had 4 touchdowns? Like that most
insane.
absurd numbers of all time.
It's not out yet, but I guarantee his anytime touchdown will be like minus 130 this week or something like that. Guaranteed.
It's got to be at least smaller at this point. My gosh. The guy's scoring every week.
I'm going to keep on riding with the Elijah Moore train in this one. It hasn't worked out yet. He's bound to score a touchdown, so he's probably like plus 350 in this one. It's a half unit play. It's not even a full unit. I don't want to sprinkle a full unit on plus 350 like that. I'm on Jets plus 7.5 for everything that Grant said. And we'll get into some other picks. I had the Jets in a teaser this week too. As weird as that is to say, I have them in a teaser.
Carter, have you taken Corey Davis yet?
No,
that's Zach's favorite target, especially in the red zone. Like if he's going to throw, if they're going to come down from behind, I feel like Corey Davis anytime touchdown would be a spicy play.
I'll look at the odds. Whoever has better odds, I'll probably take that. But
I'm with you guys. I like the Jets here, and low key that Jets defense kind of dogs. They're kind of dogs, guys. I mean, I like the Jets. Keep an eye out for an Aaron Rodgers to throw an interception prop. I think he throws one here. The Jets have forced 7 this season, tied for second. And I'm just looking at some of the defensive stats here. Jets 4th in the league, almost 30% pressure rate. Quarterback knockdown, about 18%. They're 2nd in the league in that, all while not blitzing. 15% blitz rate. So they're not losing any men in coverage. And I would have to think, they don't have the props up yet, but Rodgers are throwing interceptions. Got to be plus money, right?
For sure.
I would think so.
I'm going to be taking that once it comes out. That'll probably be my main pick. But I am on the Jets as well.
All right. I think we're all on the Jets. There we go. Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay minus 8.5 over under 43.5. Dylan, I feel like you have a pick in this game.
Well, it's actually I got slated for this game. I have no clue what I'm going to do. I have absolutely no clue.
Let me talk you into something, because this is the game that was have you seen the ticket money split on this one?
Mm-mm.
So the bet percentage, 73% of the bets are on Tampa Bay. 79% of the money's on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. This Bucs team's been kind of frauds this year. Like, haven't been showing much.
And I think everyone saw last week after Steelers lost like 38-3 against the Bills. They think Kenny Pickett's a fraud. I think the Buccaneers are frauds.
They should have lost to Atlanta. They should have at least had a chance to lose to Atlanta. That roughing the passer call was horrendous.
I know it's gross, but I think I'm on the Steelers plus 8.5 here.
I don't hate that. That Steelers defense. They kind of stood up once they brought Case Keenum in.
Even if it's juice, I think Kenny Pickett to throw a pick is he literally has it in his name. I mean, it's Kenny Pickett.
That's got to be like minus 150. Kenny Pickett to throw a pick.
I hit it last week and it was minus 160. It kind of is scary though. It didn't hit until the third quarter.
Oh man,
I have on the sheet right here under question mark. So that's probably what I end up taking too.
Do you have that against every game though?
That's like the default, right?
That's the default,
under question mark, and then I check for the stats to see if I go with it or not.
I heard Dylan's like, on this game specifically, I have under question mark, and he's like, no, on every single game, I have under question mark. Every single one. He's just like, whether it's not, it's in Sharpie.
That's called an efficient. That's called an efficient market right there.
That's unders are efficient market. Those totals.
I have nothing on the total. I'm staying away.
I'm not taking anything in this game. Straight up, I'm just not going to do it because I can see the Steelers covering and making it a game. I could also see Tom Brady throwing 4 touchdowns somehow and then winning by 14.
Yeah, I want to get a little dirty this week with these picks. Oh, gross dogs.
That's
Hungry
fair.
dogs run faster.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett, bro, minus 8. I still don't even like that, bro. Even given the 8 points, it's just gross.
San Francisco at the Atlanta Falcons. This is going to be a fun game to watch. San Francisco minus 5.5 Over under 44.5. Grant, talk to me.
So Atlanta's been very, very, very good at making these games close this whole year. San Fran's one of those teams, man. If they play to their potential, they blow teams out of the water. They're nasty, bro. It's awful for me to bet against Atlanta, but I don't think I'm going to take an official play on this, but I actually do lean San Fran -5.5. As gross as that is, it's a lot of points. And Atlanta has proven to be able to keep it close. But I don't know. I'm not taking an official play on this, but I lean San Fran in this game.
Did Atlanta cover last week? Are they still undefeated against the spread? Right.
They did cover. Indeed.
That has to come back. That has to end at some point. They're not going to be undefeated against the spread all year.
You think?
There's no. I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to point anything in this game either. But like, I feel like the Niners, they get hot. They get a couple stops on defense, bury the Falcons. I don't know.
I don't have this yet, but this was something I found like just right before we started doing this. I kind of like the Falcons +5.5 here. Not because they're undefeated against the spread, but offensively, these two teams, the stats look just about the same. The 49ers have a slight edge on defense, but the Wilkerson ratings have the 49ers with the easiest strength of schedule to date. And I looked at the teams they played, and it's kind of exactly right. We're looking at Bears, Seahawks, Rams, Panthers, and Broncos. So that could make up for some of those pretty good defensive numbers. I think I'm going to ride Atlanta here, and also, Karter, to your point, under.
Opposite side here. Give me the over.
Oh, Marigoda.
And then I won't. Give me the over on this one. And then I won't be playing Falcons +5.5. I want to see how this game plays out. I think Niners could go up early, make it like 17-0 gross in the second quarter, and then you can hit the Falcons like +22.5. That's kind of where I'm leaning there. But Falcons +5.5 is not on the card. I am on over 44.5. And then moving on. This is an intriguing line. Minnesota at Miami. Minnesota only -3.5. Teddy Bridgewater benched. Over under 45.5. Spoiler alert, I'm on the Dolphins.
That scares me.
That.
Yeah, but I'm on the under. Call me crazy. I'm on the under. I don't until Skylar Thompson, 7th round rookie pick. He can't move the ball. I don't think he's gonna be able to move the ball. I mean, Kirk Cousins at 1 p.m. is pretty damn good, so that makes me want to lean Vikings, but I'm not gonna do that. For something's just screaming under to me here, and I'm gonna
go for it.
I don't take many unders, but this is one of them that it kind of like caught my eye.
Go for it.
I feel like we always get these big overcorrections when like quarterbacks are out, and that's just kind of what I'm leaning towards. Is like maybe it's really not that big.
So
of a deal.
okay, let's talk about this. Let's say if Teddy Bridgewater was the starting quarterback or Tua was actually playing, what do you think the line should have been? Do you think it should have been a pick 'em? Miami -1?
Miami -1. I would assume that.
If Tua was playing,
Miami, right? It's home.
Yeah.
I think
don't
Teddy.
know.
I still think it might be I think it might be Minnesota -1.
No, if Tua was playing, honestly, I would say I would give the Dolphins a field goal. I would say they're 3-point favorite. If you're getting Teddy, maybe a pick 'em.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't believe
Right.
believe there's that big of a difference between all these dudes.
I'd still take the under if Teddy Bridgewater was starting.
And Miami's a weird place to play. Everybody struggles in Miami, especially this time of year.
They built their stadium for that reason, with the sun on the visitor side. People cramp it up. I'm just saying.
I'm watching this game. I could see Kirk just hitting the ground in about the third quarter, both quads cramping up. Oh, I mean, you're telling me you can't see that?
I can. That's why I like the under.
Ooh, I like Vikings more now, boys. For all, I'm pretty sure putting you on the Vikings on this one, boys. Give me the minus. It's -3.5. So the hook is a little scary, but I think I'm taking the Vikings on this one, boys. Kirk Cousins is gonna carve up Skylar Thompson, bro.
And I'm adding Justin Jefferson anytime touchdown because I don't think their number one corner's playing for the Dolphins. I think he's out again. Not 100%, but if he's out,
Howard, right? Xavier Howard.
Yeah. I think he's out again, so Justin Jefferson should get a touchdown. Okay, moving on. Not a lot. So you have under 45.5 in that one, Connor?
I do.
Okay, awesome. Moving on. New England at the Browns. Browns minus 2.5 over under 43. I've got nothing. This one, stay away from me.
100% stay away from me because Bailey Zappi might come out, lead the Patriots to victory. But I mean, the Browns looked pretty good against the Chargers last week. Brandon Staley boneheaded decision to go for it on 4th down. They had a chance that, Cade York had a chance to win the game for them. I really don't know. I honestly do not know in this game. So that's why I'm going to stay away. I'm going to be careful.
What's the line again? Sorry.
2.5 Browns.
This one's tough. I kind of, if I had to take anything, maybe like a Brissett under pass attempts. I think they're going to run the ball. If they want to do anything against New England, I don't think they're going to go towards the passing game. Kind of a gross game, ugly game, especially when you don't have. I mean, these are two teams that don't have their starters.
That's I almost want to say the U word, but
do it
because I just think the clock is going to be bleeding. Just Ramondre Stevenson 3-yard carries left and right.
Yeah, honestly, that doesn't sound bad to me at all.
That's a lean. If you want to see if I actually play this game, follow the action account at CarterCast. You'll find out Sunday. But yeah, I think stay away from all of us. Grant, you have anything?
No, this is the definition of a stay away. I don't bet against Belichick, and I don't trust lines like that. I don't trust this game.
And this is the week I'm not going to do Nick Chubb anytime touchdown. It's been amazing every week. I'm going to stay away this week.
I think Kareem Hunt might get one this week.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just going to stay away. I don't have a good feel for this one. He scored last week. Baltimore at the Giants, kind of like the second biggest game this week. Baltimore -6 on the road against the 4-1 Giants. Over under is 44.5. Anybody got anything on this one?
I don't have anything yet. I kind of lean the Giants and also Lamar rushing yards over. Giants actually do a pretty good job at creating pressure, and if Lamar excels in one thing, it's escaping pressure. So
I agree with that. I love Lamar rushing yards over. I think it'll be a pretty tight game. If I had to lean one way, I think I'm going to lean the Giants, oddly enough. I think it'll be close. I don't know if the Giants will win outright, but I think it'll be close. But I'm probably going to stay away from this in reality.
Tickle me with the first half Baltimore, whatever that line is. Just kind of like last week when they went down early and then and basically had to fight back and stuff like that. Like,
thank goodness I took the -140 first half. I was sitting there. I was like, do I take the -2? Do I take -140 money line? They tied 10-10. So I got a little push there. Which and then also that's how the parlay cashed with Bengals +3. So
exactly. 100%.
Get another round of applause for us.
100%. But I do like Baltimore first half. I'm going to take them just to kind of like jump on them early and then
3.5. 3.5.
Yeah.
It's too much full game, but I kind of like the first half. So I think I'm going to play that.
I might ride with you there, Grant. Actually, I'm going to add that. I'm going to do Ravens first half. Ravens first half -3.5. All right. I like it. And I'm going to do Lamar anytime touchdown. He hasn't had a touchdown in a couple weeks. So he's, I think let me do a little research here. Have the Giants played one mobile quarterback besides Justin Fields? Rodgers,
Tannehill.
I'll say how mobile is Rodgers?
Tannehill, Cooper Rush, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Oh, Baker, of course. Yeah,
exactly. So they have not played a mobile quarterback. Yeah, line's too big for me. Moving on. Jacksonville at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts -1.5, and the over/under is 42. Dylan, you love the AFC South, so give us an AFC South play.
Yeah, America's Conference. I like the Colts here to win. I'm not going to
take... Whoa. America's Conference?
Yeah, America's Conference.
You're talking about Joe Biden's America's Conference then.
I'll say Brian would be vomiting right now. Brian
he hates the AFC South. Yeah, I mean, Titans first in the AFC South, so probably the best conference in all of professional football. Colts money line. I'm not going to take the point. I think it's like -130 or something, and I'll take it with that. This is a definition of a revenge game. I mean, the Jaguars literally kept them out of the playoffs last year. I also think Matt Ryan throws an interception. I would take that whenever it comes live. That's going to be minus money. But
oh yeah,
I like the Colts here. It's a must. They have to, being the preseason favorite to win the division. Like they have to win this one. I know that sounds super lame, and you hear it all the time, but must win for the Colts.
I agree. I like the Colts here too. I think Matt Ryan's due for a good game, as bad as he's looked at times this year. Like you said, Colts are picked to win the division for a reason preseason. I know Matt Ryan has not been anything like he was supposed to be this year. I think they get it done against the Jags, though. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence, I think he'll have an okay game, but I like the Colts here at home.
Grant, do you have anything in this one?
They've talked me out of Jacksonville. I was going to take that, but I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to talk out of it, bro. You guys scared the hell out of me on this one. So much history there that I didn't know about. So, yeah, I think it's a stay with game for me. I just can't take either side, but I was leaning Jags before, but I don't think I can take them now.
I'm on the Colts money line too.
Oh,
that's why I didn't want to say anything, because I knew if I said Colts money line, Grant was going to say Jags money line.
That's true. I probably would have. Just contrary. Yeah. No, you guys have scared me out of not taking anything. This is probably a live bet for me. If I see like Jonathan Taylor's out though again, right? He's not practicing.
Him and Hines, I believe, are out again, but Deion Jackson's not bad.
No, and like I said,
Not at all.
I'm not really scared of star players being out. You know me, Karter, like better than anyone. I love that. I love betting against that, or I guess with the people that when they're out. But yeah, not good. Just not a good. Yeah, I'm out on this one.
Yeah, and I'm gonna wait. Hopefully, this line moves down a little bit more. I might go over, just because the public and money are super heavy on the under. That's why I'm just going to wait that out, see if it moves. 96% of the money's on the under, so I don't like that. Moving on, big game, Cincinnati at New Orleans. Cincinnati -1.5 on the road. And the over-under is 43.5.
I love the Bengals here. Somebody tell me why I shouldn't take the Bengals here, because 1.5, I don't think New Orleans is anywhere near the team they are. I know the Bengals have had rough spots this year, but somebody tell me why I shouldn't take Bengals -1.5.
I can't tell you why either. I think I am going to take the Bengals.
Andy Dalton, star player. Taysom Hill, you're going to bet against Taysom Hill?
NFC player of the week?
I'm not going to bet against Taysom. I'm going to bet on Taysom Hill as well. Don't worry. But
possible Andy Dalton revenge game?
It's true. The Red Rocket.
That could be one. Now, I'm on Cincinnati here too. My power ratings have them like at 4th, which makes me think that there's something completely wrong with how I'm doing my power ratings. But I mean, I love the Bengals here, and everybody does. Like 70-some, 80-some% of the bets are on the Bengals, and the lines moved accordingly. It opened at a pick 'em, and now I think they're 2. But that defense, I mean, the defense, their defense really is not that bad. Seeing them against Baltimore, the stats kind of go to show it. They're not elite, but they're top 10 in the league, I would say.
And how can we not bet the team that brought home the parlay for us? Come on.
You're so right. Joe's looking out for us.
He is.
Joe's looking out.
The only reason I'm on the Bengals in this one, I don't like that we're all on the Bengals. That makes me hate the Bengals. And also, I know all the whole public and everybody's going to be on the Bengals. But Joe Burrow back in the Superdome, back in New Orleans. Jamar Chase back in New Orleans.
That's true. I didn't think about that either.
Back to their roots.
That's spicy.
So
think about that. That's a good point.
This is the second leg of my teaser with the Jets, though. I will say that. I will say that. We'll close off the teaser in a little bit, but they're on the second leg, and I might just play the teaser there, just because I think everybody and their grandma is going to be on the Bengals. Grant, are you on the Bengals too?
I am, unfortunately. This kills me that we're all on it too. Like I said, I just don't see many people betting the Saints. That's the problem. Yeah. It's like that makes me like not love it at all. But
yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna roll with the Bengals. I can live with losing money on them.
Arizona at Seattle. Arizona -2.5 on the road. Over unders 50.5. I kind of like Seattle money line here, but I'm not making an official play.
Oh, Karter. Actually, it is now at -3 on FanDuel, at least, because I wrote it down earlier at -2.5 for the Cardinals. It's now -3. I love the Cardinals in this one. I love the Cardinals. I think they're due. I think Geno Smith has been great this year. Something in me is telling me he can't do it every game. There's no way. I like the Cardinals here.
But they haven't won. Like, they've played well, but they don't win.
I don't think they beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals played the Eagles very tightly. I think they're due for a win this week.
This is a tough one. Like, This is definition of a
at
tough
Seattle.
Matter of fact, I like the Cardinals so much that's probably going to be in the parlay this week.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
I actually kind of like that.
It's kind of like, I don't know, those are away favorites within the division, especially for a team like the Card. I'm on the Cardinals. Disclaimer, I took it at the beginning of the week, hoping that it would go to like 3.5, and I got a good number. It's kind of stayed the same. But I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I have no stats or anything.
This is a gut feeling for me. I'm not going to lie.
I'll stay away from the Seahawks money line then. That's fine.
We got to get it in before Call of Duty comes out.
Oh, Carter, we need you to be
weekend.
on the Seahawks money line and all.
No.
Cardinals.
Nah, I'm staying
That
away.
normally cashes for us.
I'm staying
Take one
away.
for the team, Carter.
We need that card.
No, I'm
You
already.
need that, my man.
I'm getting railed left and right already. I'll stay away in this one. I'll lean over.
I don't hate that.
A lot of points, but
Yeah, I like
I'll lean over.
Dylan, I hate that.
No. Wait, did you say I hate that or don't hate that?
I don't hate that. Believe it or
yeah.
not.
I hate that. I thought you said you hate that.
Believe it or not, I don't hate that. It's even a divisional game, and I like the over.
Oh man, what's the over under?
50.5.
A lot of points.
Okay, maybe I don't like it as much at 50.5. I thought it was at like 40 something.
Dude, it's no longer the Legion of Boom. It's the Legion of Bums. That Seattle defense is terrible. That's why we're going to be on the Cardinals.
True. I love that card. I'm gonna play that with you. I'll play the over with you.
Oh, we're doing over?
Yeah, I'll ride the over with you.
Okay. All right. I didn't have it written down, but if you say
I'll play the over with you. Look, birds fly high.
Oh, fast game. Birds are fast creatures.
Yeah. We mentioned that last week, right? Points
Cardinals
go high.
Eagles last week. Yep.
Yeah,
Cardinals
Cardinals Eagles.
high. I like it.
All right. Sounds good. America's game of the week, game of the year. The Steve Wilkes coached Carolina Panthers on the road at SoFi Stadium. The Los Angeles Rams are favored by 10 points, over under 41. PJ Walker more than likely getting the start in LA. I'm just happy.
Well, yeah, of course. New hope for the Panthers. We did a little bonus episode. Thrilled about that. Doesn't mean it's going to translate into this game, though. I love the Rams first half. Rams first half minus 5.5. I love.
Ooh.
I don't think the Panthers get more than 3 points in the first half, legitimately.
I actually kind of love that. I have a weird play in this one. You should play both defenses anytime touchdown. Because I think both might actually get it.
It's spicy.
But if one of them hits, one of them will hit. They're probably the Rams are probably what 700, 700. Panthers are probably like 1,000, 900 to 1,000. I like either one of those in this one.
I'm telling you, I love that as well. Because can't you just see Panthers down by 10, 12, 14 points, 3 minutes left in the game,
35 points
on their own 25-yard line. PJ Walker tries to force something. Rams picks this just to destroy all hope.
It's a little scoop and score. Aaron Donald 500 sacks in this one.
The first time PJ Walker gets hit, he's losing the ball. 100%.
100%. He's doing it. There's going to be, I guarantee you, the first or second drive, there's one overthrow. Jalen Ramsey just walks into a pick.
Yeah.
So other than that, I don't have anything. I'm just going to play both defenses, score a touchdown. A little half unit on each.
I'm on the Panthers here. That's in solidarity with my Carolina boys. I got it at 11. It's at 10. I still like it at 10. This is another case. We kind of talked about it with Miami Vikings, where I think that there might be some overcompensation for the coaching change. It sounds like the Rule was on his way out for a while now. Mm-hmm. And I saw this line open at 9, so there was a bit of a reaction from the markets.
I like them without Rule. I wonder if it's just the quarterback change with Baker not being able to play, which I almost like. Is that a factor? Because Baker's terrible.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Maybe a bit of an overreaction to PJ Walker.
But PJ Walker is an XFL quarterback. He does not belong in the league. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard for me to bet the Panthers this week. I don't know.
I like the anytime touchdown for the defenses. I really like that. Matt Stafford to throw a pick. I mean, oh my gosh, maybe over 1.5. The Panthers defense is still. We can harp on the offense all we want, but the defense is pretty darn good. And I don't know why they got rid of their D coordinator, because he seemed to be doing an okay job.
Lost the locker room.
Yeah, I think a lot of apparently it came out, a lot of the players thought he ran a college style defense, and there was like some kind of disconnect between.
And the second interim coach came in, literally kicked him out immediately because he's not having any Matt Rule's bull crap in there. It's NFL style football coming to Carolina again. Also, I mentioned that little birdie that Luke Kuechly hated Matt Rule. That's why he never came to the facility.
He was there.
Steve Wilkes' first day with Matt Rule gone. Luke Kuechly is there. So that little birdie wasn't wrong.
Is it Matt Rule or Jay-Z?
Matt Rule or Jay-Z.
They resemble each other a lot.
Honest question, because I think you refer to himself as such. So
someone mentioned Matt Rule with the Auburn job. That kind of fits a little bit.
Ooh, that'd be perfect for him.
That sounds like Matt Rule.
It kind of does.
Grant, anything? No. Okay, good. All right, the actual game of the week: Buffalo at Kansas City. I'm seeing Buffalo -3 or 2.5, depending on where you're looking. Let's just go with 3. Buffalo -3, over under 54. I'll start it off here. I'm on the Chiefs. Chiefs +3, Chiefs money line. I'll just take the Chiefs +3. Anytime you give me Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes at home as a dog, which has never happened.
The first time. This is the first time. Yeah, literally.
Give me Kansas City. That's just not right.
It's odd to me because if they're playing at a neutral field, the odds makers are saying that the Bills are about 5.5 points better than the Chiefs. I don't see a world where that's a thing. Like, they're not that much better than the Chiefs. The Bills are a good team, but that many points?
The only reason I would think that is because Josh Allen has a lot more weapons at his disposal this year than Mahomes does, especially after losing Tyreek Hill. But even then, Patrick Mahomes is great. Andy Reid's great. They've proven it before. They beat the Bills in the playoffs last year. And so I think 2.5 is a lot of points. I'm not going to take anything. Call me crazy. I just want to watch the game. And just
It'd be a fun one.
Take it for what it is. I'm not going to gamble on this one unless I live bet it, but we'll see.
Grant.
Man, I first glance, I was with you guys. In what world am I not taking Patrick Mahomes with the points? Now looking at it, I want to take Bills, boys. I want to take Bills. I think what I have. I'm that vibe right now.
He's got that little grin on his face too and everything. Look at him.
I have that feeling, man. I think I'm actually going to put a unit on it. What the hell? I think this Bills team is loaded. Revenge factor, like we talked about last year. They should have won that game. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes' heroic effort to come back, tie it up, obviously go to overtime. They got the call. I think coin flip. Like, it very easily could have been the Bills, advancing at that point. So, man, to say, like you said, that Andy Reid and the points, and I'm going against that. That's why I don't love it, but that's why I love it. So I'm gonna take Bills. I'm gonna take Bills -2.5, boys. We're gonna ride.
I kind of like that, Graham. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like that.
You can't go wrong either way. I can be talking to both sides. I'd be like, you're 100% right. That's for sure. Right. That's why this game is so much fun to watch. We're both like 100%. I could see either side hitting. Like, if the Chiefs blew them out, I wouldn't even be surprised. I'm like, okay, that checks out. But like, I'm gonna take the Bills. I'm gonna ride with them. I think the more complete team, like you said, more weapons, just overall, just solid, man. Like, that's just such a solid team. So I'm gonna take them. Revenge factor. Give me Josh Allen.
All right, Dylan, you said Chiefs.
Give me Chiefs +3.
And
this is a bet. Like, I'm okay losing this one. If I lose it,
100%.
I lost it.
I have my teaser this week. This is my favorite play. This is a 3-unit play, 10-point teaser. Jets +17.5 against the Packers. Bengals +8.5 against the Saints, and then Chiefs +13 against the Bills.
Sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I like that.
If I had to choose, if I had to choose one that I thought wouldn't hit, it would be the Bills and the Chiefs. As weird as that,
win by 2 touchdowns.
As weird as that sounds, if I had to choose one that I don't think hits, if I had to, that would be the one.
I just get a real bad feeling about a Bills defensive score. That just seems like it's haunting me right now. They could put them up.
Either team could blow. That's the thing. Either team could blow. It's just how they start. It's how they execute. Like, either team.
I think whoever team goes up, I think someone's coming back. I think both the quarterbacks are too good not to come back in this one. Obviously, we saw a couple years ago that blowout by the Bills in Kansas City. But I just don't see that again. I think Mahomes is too good. The offensive line is so much better than it was. 13 points, give it to me. And the Jets plus 17.5, give that to me. And the Bengals plus 8.5.
I love both those.
So
Carter, take me to school real quick. A 3-team 10-point teaser. What would be the odds on that?
minus 125 or minus 130.
Okay. All right.
So is there another team I should switch to that?
No, genuine question. I've never really messed with teasers before. I didn't know.
Welcome.
He's a virgin.
Let's pop your teaser cherry this weekend. Come ride with me.
Let me take you.
Let me take you.
All right.
If the Chiefs lose by like 21, bro, that would be so sad.
Or they just lose by 14. Okay, moving on. Dallas at Philadelphia. I hate the NFC East, but this is a huge game. Sunday Night Football, of course. I have to watch more NFC East football on prime time. That just makes me want to explode. Philadelphia -6, over under 42. The line's so big, I lean Eagles, but I hate this.
I'm not going to take anything. I'm not even going to. I think I've said it before about Cooper Rush. But he's proven me wrong every week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Really?
Yep, Eagles -6.
I'm staying away from this. I just don't know because Cooper Rush could come out and lay an egg, or he could have the game of his life, and then people are talking about is he the guy, which is stupid. But I'm staying away.
If only there was a certain bet that was hitting at an alarming rate for divisional games and primetime games. Carter, you have anything?
It'd be so nice to be Dylan, man. It's just like plug and play, just under.
Yeah, it's just under
like,
and road
like, all these teams, like who's playing, who's not playing. He's like under, literally under.
He's just like the thing in The Simpsons that keeps going back in the water cup. Under, away divisional dog, under.
Tennessee.
I drool over an away divisional dog. Yeah, Tennessee, Connor. Right.
So it sounds like Cowboys +6 and under is the play for you.
Now, I am on the Eagles as well. I'm on Eagles -6. I was hoping that number would go up past a touchdown, and it definitely did not. I'm lucky it got back to 6, but I'm on Eagles, but I'm on the under more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Grant, anything?
That's a hard one, boys. I think I'm gonna take. If I take the Eagles, I'm gonna take them first half. That's the only thing I'm gonna touch. I'm not gonna take a full game on this. It's one of those type games to me. I may take that, but if I don't take that, I'm taking nothing in this game. It's gross.
Love it. Awesome. And then last game, Monday Night Football, real quick. Denver at the Chargers. Chargers -5, over under 45.5. I almost lean Broncos in this one just because they're so due.
I was thinking that, but God, can we get spared from watching them when they're the only game on? Can we get spared from them on Sunday night, Monday Night Football? Like,
I'm not going to make an official play on here, though. You'll see my picks online. You'll see my picks on Twitter action. You know the whole deal.
I almost lean over on this because I was on the Chargers over last week against the Browns. You said the Broncos are due. I don't know if they're due for a win. They might be due to score some points. So
not a win. They can cover. They can cover the +5.5 though.
I lean over here, and if I have, all right, honestly, this is something I'm going to take on Monday whenever I'm at work, and I'm just like sitting there looking at the line. I'm going to take the over probably. So I'm just going to be straight honest.
Bro, Carl, I'm with you. I'm riding with you, bro. Give me the +5.5, dude. I love it, bro. I'm eating those points up, dude. I want it. I think they're gonna keep it close, but I actually think they could win outright. I might sprinkle somebody on Denver money line as well.
Okay. Fun fact: we were talking about primetime teams, kind of off topic. Did you know every single team gets to play a Thursday night game this year? That was part of the Amazon deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I heard that today.
I feel like I've seen the Broncos every Thursday night.
Yeah, it's criminal how much they're playing the Broncos. I don't know what the deal was there, but
they thought Russ would be cooking the Dangerous sandwich. They thought it'd be hot.
Denver market. As far as this game goes, I don't know. If only there was a bet that was hitting at an alarming rate for divisional games, primetime games.
I knew you were going to come back with that when I said over. I knew it.
I am on the under. I got it at 47.5. I still like it at 45.5. I would probably take it to like 43. Broncos haven't proved. I mean, literally, they have not proved to me that they can score. And until they have proved to me that they can score, I'm just going to keep taking their unders.
That's fair. I don't hate that at all.
Okay,
even though I said the over.
All right. Connor, run through all your picks.
Honestly, I don't have that much this week. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to ride the Dolphins Vikings under 45.5. I think I am going to play the Rams first half as well, -5.5. I'm going to play the Cardinals. Well, I'd put down -2.5. I think it's -3 now. I'm still going to take that against Seattle. And that is all my official. Oh, and the Bengals. The Bengals -1.5 I like against the Saints. So that's what I have right now, subject to change come Saturday night / Sunday morning. But as of right now, that's what I got.
Dylan, talk to me.
Bear with me, boys. Cowboys, Eagles under 42. Jets +7. Chiefs +3. Panthers +10. Commies, Bears under 40. Chiefs pick'em. Gross, right? Gross. Got that one early. Cardinals -2.5. Pats, Browns under 41.5. Broncos, Chargers under 47.5. Eagles -6. Vikings, Dolphins over 46.5. Bengals pick'em. Bears pick'em.
Dylan, we're riding opposite on the Dolphins Vikings. I like it. I like a little
that one. If I could go back in time, I would take that one back.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
So I'm with you there. Come on, Connor.
Grant.
Karter. Got Jets. My biggest play of the week is for sure going to put 2 units on Jets +7.5. Also, like I mentioned, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line for the hell of it. You guys have talked me out of the Jaguars, so I'm scratching that play. Vikings -3.5. I am going to take that. I am going to put a unit on Vikings -3.5 against the Dolphins. I'm going to take Bengals -1.5 as well against the Saints for a unit. I'm taking with Connor Cardinals -3. I'll probably also take the first half, whatever the line is on that. I'll probably like -1.5 or -2, whatever it is. I'll probably take both for a unit each. And then I'm also going to put either 1 or 2 units on the Bills. -2.5 now. And then also there's an over I like that you guys had mentioned. I don't remember which one it is, but
Cardinals, Seahawks.
No, I think it's 49ers Falcons.
44.5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the over in that game. So I think I'm gonna put a unit on that as well.
I love it. All right, let's run through these. Once again, like Dylan said, bear with me. Here we go. Bears money line 1 unit just because of the coin. Dylan forces me under 38 in the Bears Commanders game.
Oh my gosh.
Gross. I have to have 2 units on that Thursday night game. And this and you'll be listening to this. You may be listening to this after that game happened. You're probably just laughing at me. Jets +7.5, Steelers +8.5, Falcons, 49ers over 44.5, Dolphins +3.5. Getting some gross plays in here. Steelers, it's a lean right now, non-official play, but it's 75% there. Ravens first half -3.5, Colts money line, Cards, Seahawks over 50.5, Chiefs +3, Eagles -6, Broncos +5.5. And then biggest bet of the week, biggest play, favorite play, the 10-point teaser, Jets +17.5, Bengals +8.5, Chiefs +13. That is 3 units at the moment, might turn into 5. And then just a little quick, anytime touchdowns. I have them written down, don't worry. Anytime touchdowns, Justin Jefferson, Lamar Jackson, Tyler Algier, it's hitting. Rams and Panthers defense, half unit each on those. Michael Pittman, Kyler Murray, Stephon Diggs, and then whichever Jets receiver has the best odds between Corey Davis and Elijah Moore, whoever has higher odds. I want +300 or more if you're going to be a Jets receiver catching a touchdown.
I like it.
That's a lot. That's
Anytime
a lot.
touchdown guru. That is a lot. That's massive. That's massive.
It's a big card, and I like it. All right.
What the Brees Hall anytime touchdown is. That's probably pretty spicy too.
I don't hate that either. I was looking at that as well. They don't have them out yet besides for the Thursday night game. I wouldn't be opposed to adding that to my card. You know how it goes. But all right, we doing the parlay.
This is it. This is what we came for. This is what everybody tuned in for. Put the timestamp in there just in case people want to watch it.
Yep. It'll have its own little category on the side thing, like right here. All right. Do the NFL parlay. Grant.
Jets +7.5, boys. Lock it in. That's my play.
Let me get this written down. All right, Jets plus 7.5. Let's see here. All righty, Dylan.
No Monday night.
That's a lot of pressure. We did Sunday night last week.
You say Sunday or Monday?
Monday.
What is it?
Oh, obviously the Broncos, right?
Broncos Chargers under.
Under, yeah.
I mean, if that's
I
what he
don't-
feels.
Yeah, you just
All right, no, you say, Dylan. Do you want to have a Monday play?
Yeah, I do.
All
I do.
right.
I do. Yeah.
All right,
What's
we
the
like
number on that?
I think now it's at 45 and a half,
I
46
see
and a half.
45 and a half on FanDuel is what I'm looking at right now.
Under. Okay, Connor.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals. I was going to say -2.5. It is now -3. So whatever it is on the day of the game, -2.5, -3 against the Seahawks.
Okay, let's say Cardinals -2.5. All right, I have no idea what I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go 49ers Falcons over 44.5.
I like that.
like
And for Carter's pick, we're actually going to do Tyler Algier anytime touchdown for the for the parlay this week.
It's hitting. His prop. Hey, his rushing prop hit by a half yard. It was 44.5. We cashed it 45.
Oh,
All right, that's the NFL parlay this week. Going for the three-peat. Jordan and the Bulls, 1998.
We're here.
we are here.
All right, the NFL parlay this week is Jets plus 7.5, Broncos Chargers under 45.5, Cardinals -2.5 against the Seahawks, and then 49ers Falcons over 44.5. Do we go up 36 units?
We have one of each, right? Did I hear that right? An over, an under, a favorite, and a
Yep.
dog. Yep. Oh, okay.
All of our bases are covered.
That's how we
All
roll
right.
it.
All right. Anything else? Anything else?
I think
Let's
I'm good.
ride.
This will be one for the books.
All right. There's the ticket right there. There's a little ticket right there for you. I have last week's right here too for good luck.
Frame it.
All righty. Oh, that'll do it from us. Make sure to check out the TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, social media. You know the whole deal. Cartercast.com. And then follow us on Action at Cartercast, at Wilkerson A. Dillon. I'm assuming that's your username. I'm assuming it's at Connor_Sparrow.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Look it up. You'll find it. Grant, he'll be on there. We're going to
So
get all
dumb.
the usernames typed in. We're going to get all our picks put in. You'll see it on there. Follow us on there. My NBA futures are already on there. I put my NBA futures. You'll hear that. You'll hear that next week, next Monday. That's coming out, the two-parter NBA win totals. All right, that'll do it from us. We will see y'all next time we see y'all. We'll go 3 for 3 on the parlay.
Let's go.
Love to hear it. Love to hear that.
Love it.
All
Let's
right.
get it.
See y'all next time. Bye.